What's up? What's up? What's up, Raider Nation? Thank you for joining me. A little TikTok Thursday action. We do it in formal style over here on the TikTok platform on Thursday nights. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Take a stroll with me. We got action going on. We got football action. We got college minor league football action going on. We got about minute 50 left here in this Thursday night football game. I didn't give a fuck about it. I ain't got nobody in either one of my fantasy teams or my opponents playing tonight. It was a fucking dud game. I was like, oh, at least I'll have some fantasy guys going. No, neither one of us. It's completely irrelevant to me. I give two fucks. It's unfortunate. But what's up? What's up? We're talking silver and black. What's up, Raider Nation? I'm the commish. This is TikTok Thursday. If you're just joining me, it's your forum. Taking all comments, questions, silver and black. What's up, Chris? Well, how do you feel about what's happened since Halloween? It's been an interesting couple of days, I would have to say. Raider Nation has been turned upside down in the last 48 hours. It's definitely plenty to fucking talk about. Quarterback's been changed, head coach has been changed, offensive coordinator's been axed, general manager's been axed. New head coach is a defensive-minded former player. Oh, it's amazing news. It's refreshing. I mean, it's very refreshing to have this much change at the middle of the season and have this much anticipation, because you've got two very winnable games right up there. I mean, this team could be 5-5 and right in the middle of the wild card conversation. It's a talented team. I think if you dumb down the game plan a little bit, simplify it, play to the inexperience of your rookie quarterback, I think you maybe can get some good outcomes. You've got a power running game that's there and just not. I just think Josh McDaniels' offense is way overcomplicated for no fucking reason. And it's such a complicated offense that the only person that's ever been successful running it was just basically, the greatest quarterback that's ever played the fucking game. So you're holding everybody else up against that standard. Nobody else has ever been successful running it. Not another single fucking quarterback. Just that guy. We don't even want to name his fucking name. We all know we hate him. But we only hate him because he's great. You don't hate guys that suck. Nobody gives a fuck about Kirk Cousins. Got any questions or comments? Silver and black related. Throw them up. Throw them up. This is a little. We do it informal style over here on Thursday nights on our Raider Reaction TikTok platform. We take questions and comments. But there's been a lot of change, man. A lot of change. And it's exciting. It's refreshing because none of us wanted Josh McDaniels. Nobody in the fan base wanted that guy. It was worst case scenario when he was hired. No, it's called being a fan, bro. That's called being a fan. You support your team, you have faith in your team until there's no more faith to be had in a season. Once they're mathematically eliminated, then it's over. That's called sports, bro. Who's winning the Thursday night game? Or who's winning this week? Gotta be more specific. I'm watching the Thursday night game. I just got done watching some, South Alabama and fucking Temple. And some minor league football. But I think you've got to. Here's an interesting. You're looking at you got to take it one game at a time, man. One game at a time. Absolutely, with what the fuck's going on right now. One game at a time. What you're looking at right now is a home game against the Giants. The Giants are beat the fuck up, beat up, really beat up on the offensive side of the ball, particularly. They're not been doing well. They're coming off possibly one of the worst NFL games played in history against the Jets, who you have the following week. So you're set up very nice. Both are at home, and you're going to be playing with a lot of emotion this week. The team feels freed. There's already been, Hunter Renfro's made the comment, was quoted today as it's nice not walking on eggshells. There's been some comments that have been made slight. They haven't come out and like really said anything, but there's been some little things made. You can tell the locker room's different by the video you've seen of Devontae Adams. He's obviously much more loose in the locker room. You can see that guys feel different, and there's a different vibe. And I think you're going to see that on the field this week against a subpar team. It's a low-hanging fruit, I get it. But I think the Raiders get that dub this week, roll into another game with the Jets, possible winner. You're 5-5. Now you're looking at that Dolphins game as your first real challenge under this new regime. And that's realistic. That's a definite possibility. Now, the big wild card and all that is that now you've benched Garoppolo. And you're starting Aiden. So that's where it's interesting because you've seen what this kid looked like the first time. Now, with Josh McDaniels at head coach, what he expects at head coach is for you to understand his fucking uber complicated, fucking be a neurosurgeon at quarterback basically and understand his super complicated offense and be able to run it exactly how he wants you to run it. That's what he expects you to do. And that's what he was expecting Aiden O'Connell to do. And he went in and failed miserably because he's not ready for that. Now, if you go out there with a power running offense, really simplify things, run lots of screens, run lots of dink and dunk, quick slants, a la what the Bears just did against the Raiders with their rookie quarterback, this kid can be very successful. But he's got to do it. He's got to do it. So as optimistic as we can all be and sit here, man, this team just got fucking turned upside down, fucking pocket shook out, fucking, it got turned upside down in the last couple days, 48 hours. So we got to see. I'm optimistic about what we're going to see. I think you're going to see a team running out there on raw emotion, adrenaline, ready to prove the world wrong. And that could be awesome for 1 week. Whether that can be sustainable, I don't know. But I think that's what you're going to get this week. Or you could have a rookie go out there and absolutely fucking piss down his leg again. It could go one way or the other, man. That's sports. Well, I think it's going to be an interesting ride. I'm looking forward to the game this weekend. It's been an interesting development. I mean, what can I say? Jimmy G was never the answer anyway, and we all know that. We all know that. And I stand behind everything I said as Jimmy G being the best case scenario and giving the team the best chance to win in Josh McDaniels' offense. Because that's why he was brought in. He was supposed to know it. So, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting game. You got, the quarterback coach has now been promoted from offensive coordinator. So you've got it. But he's the same guy that's been, I don't know, man. He's the same guy that's been talking to the quarterbacks. I'm curious to see what you're going to see at home against a beatable team with all this upheaval. It's just an interesting storyline and scenario. I agree, Kev. I can't wait to see how the players respond. Josh peaks at quarterback coach when he has Brady. And it's just the thing is you've got all of these guys that over the course of, a decade and a half had all of this success attached to basically Tom Brady, and none of them have had any success since he's left. So it leads you to believe you had this great quarterback, you had this unicorn that you got at quarterback, and he's the reason, you guys all hooked to him, and your success was hooked to him. Not the other way around. Hey, man, at least you're going to be there, Vegas. Shit, at least you're going to be there, Vegas vibing. That's one of the best gigs in the world to have right there. Be working and shit. I hope you get to watch it at least. You look over and see what's going on. Nice. I will be at the Miami game. I'm looking forward to the Miami game. This next one I'm going to be at. Personally, I've got a college game that I'm going to this Saturday with my sons. We're season ticket holders to USF. We're going to that game on because my little guy's running the field in the end zone, running out there with Rocky the fucking Bull and running on the field before the game. So we got to be at that one. So I can't be at the game, and then I've got a conflict the next week as well. But I am going to be down at the Miami game, so we'll be down there at the Miami game. That's the. I'm hoping they're 5-5, and that's a big turning point game. That's a tough fucking ticket right there. That's a tough ticket. Miami's firing on all cylinders right now. It's a tough ticket. But hey, I'm optimistic. I'm the forever fan, man. I'm just a fan with a bigger mouth that does this shit. That's it. I'm no bigger a fan than anybody else. What do we got going on here? 6 seconds left. Those are the fucking Squealers. Look like the Squealers are winning. Did they just pull it out? Looks like the Squealers just pulled it out over the fucking the Titans. They wear their stupid ass Oilers uniform this week. Looks like Will Levis is going to cry. What happened? I missed it. Oh, here we go. We got a replay. Was this the last-ditch effort? Oh, they're on the 20. Oh, that's a gut job. Oh, man, served it up. Oh, Will Levis. That's a bummer. Served it up. Fuck. We had the live choke job right there. X Factor will be the O-line. Need to pass protect and make holes for Jacobs. I agree with you, Marvel Man. I agree with you, man. And Marvel Man, I always see you out there in the comments. You're always there. You got good opinions, brother. We don't always agree, but that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Because I'm definitely not always right, and I'm sure you're not always right either. I'm right more than I'm wrong, I would like to say. But you'd probably say the same thing, so. But no, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. The O-line's a big X factor. And see, that's the thing, is we know the quality of these tools. I mean, this is the same offensive line, basically, that run block for the league's leading rusher last year. You got the same rusher. You've got the same fullback. Is it just the jackass that was running the controls? Because you got a solid rookie tight end. You got Austin Hooper. You got Hunter Renfrow. You got Jacoby Myers, who's popped up as a baller. You've got Devontae Adams, who's all-world. I mean, you've got these Swiss Army knives, new fucking fast dudes that you've added in, fucking Trey Tucker, and, So, it's not the team. It's not the players. It's who's moving them around and moving the pieces and making the machine go. It's like playing all Madden. Like my son plays all Madden, and I'm sure a lot of people, play it as well. But it's like you could buy the fucking best team in the world, and you could have all motherfucking 99s. You could have fucking an all-world fucking team. But if you ain't got the skills on the joystick, it don't matter what you got. And it's the same way on the field. He's just some dude over there with the fucking joystick in his hand. And if the guy running the joystick ain't no good, it don't matter what you got. If you can't get him the rock because you don't know what fucking play to call. What do I think about Pierce? He's the guy who's been there, done that, and got it done on the defensive side of the ball. He's gritty. I think he's what this team needs right now. I think he's a perfect right now type coach. Like Rich Bisaccia was a perfect right now type coach. I think Antonio Pierce could be a perfect right now type coach. But we got to see. I'm being optimistic. The fact that we can be optimistic, I think, at this time of the season, considering all the shit that we've dealt with over the last season and a half, is a breath of fresh air. Considering, you're going into week 9. I think Everybody in Raider Nation knew bringing in Josh McDaniels was a train wreck of an idea. Everybody knew it. We were all waiting to see who the head coach was. We're talking Jim Harbaugh. We're talking all these names, and we're like, Josh McDaniels? Like, that fucking dude wasn't even on my radar. Are you kidding me? This is the guy? And, he's signed a long contract, so we're stuck with the guy. So you're just hoping that he can bring his in and do what he's supposed to do. I mean, for the betterment of the team. Nobody wants to see a train wreck. But it is what it is. And he's gone, thank heavens. And now it's a breath of fresh air. Let's see what's happening. I agree, Joey. I agree. A dangerous team is a team that has nothing to lose. I'm telling you, I think this team's going to come and play on raw fucking motion, man. You're going to see a lot of adrenaline. You're going to see fucking raw emotion from these guys that really want to prove something now, prove that it wasn't them. These guys got a lot to prove. I think you're going to see a hungry team this week. Could be interesting. I know Raider Nation was more excited from the blood splatter on the wall, I think, on Halloween night than we've been in a long time. I'm excited too, man. I'm excited for this weekend. It's the unknown. It's almost like the start. It's almost like week one all over again. Honestly, I think that's the anticipation that we all have. It's almost like week one all over again, where you don't know what the team's going to do. You don't know what the scheme's going to be coming out, what the offense is going to do. You don't know how anybody's going to react. It's almost like a new start. You're coming out with a new quarterback, a complete new scheme on offense. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm interested. I'm excited. The Harbaugh situation, Chris, is an interesting one to me. Because you've got all of this, and I've been waiting to make a video on this, and I'm sure somebody has already probably drawn this parallel, because I don't watch I really don't watch anybody else, but I haven't seen anything crept across my timeline or anything where anybody's drawn this parallel, but to me, it's almost the perfect scenario right now with Jim Harbaugh. You've got what's going on with the scandal in Michigan, with all of the sign stealing and all of that crap. You've got what's going on in Michigan right now, and it just seems like the perfect storm. So if he's going to catch any fire from that and be forced out, or be now uncomfortable with the situation, or now it's not as sexy a situation because of all of this bad baggage or bad publicity. And it just seems like a nice segue to step out. I'll just go back in the NFL. So it's almost like the perfect scenario seems to be setting itself up a little bit for Jim Harbaugh coming to the Raiders, because there was a lot of talk about him last go round. Because that's when he was talking about his extension with Michigan, and we'll see. I think it's interesting, and it's tied to how this continues to unfold. They had this little town hall meeting thing about Michigan, a bunch of other coaches in the NCAA, so there's some shit coming from that. I think Pierce wants to play. I agree. I think Pierce wants to play smash mouth football. I agree, Manny, and I think that's what he brings to this table. Ain't nobody need that motherfucker, dude. Come on, that dude's out the game. He's out the game for a reason. And none of which has anything to do with his political views. Oh, guess no one reads today. The NFL already said he would be suspended due to the sign stealing. I'd heard discussions earlier. I honestly don't pay that much attention to minor league football myself. I'm not a huge fan. It's the most corrupt thing basically in the world. I knew there was talk of it this morning, but I hadn't really paid any attention to that. I've been focused on Raider news and fantasy football stuff because my fantasy football podcast was tonight. But thank you. I appreciate keeping me informed. But I think that it's interesting that he's tied to that. That it's just a weird segue. I think it could be a weird segue of him ending back up in the National Football League. Because ultimately, I think if he would have had a little smoother ride in Michigan, I think that was his dream gig. But I haven't. Yeah, see, I'm interested in Harbaugh. Harbaugh is not. He's not a slam dunk to me. He's not like the savior. Like, oh, you got to get Harbaugh. It's him or nobody. He'd be worth a look to me, and I think he'd be worth bringing in for an interview and maybe a strong look because he has had success in the National Football League, but he hasn't exactly got it done. I mean, he's been on the doorstep, but Eric Bieniemy's one, Mo, that I would like on the short list as well. I think that's definitely a guy you need to interview. Now, there is talkings in the back of NFL circles, and there are some assault allegations and some things in the past of Eric Bieniemy that have somewhat stood in the way in the past of him getting a shot at head coach. He's got some skeletons in his closet, and those come out in big time interviews. Smaller time interviews, they don't go digging for those skeletons as much. When you're asked to run the whole fucking shooting match, they start digging for skeletons. And some of those skeletons have kept him out. Now, I think if he continues to have the kind of success that he is in the National Football League, I think at some point you've got to look past anything. And I don't know 100% of all the details. I just know there are rumors of things, but I don't know. I don't know the details of all of that. I believe a couple were assault related of some sort or another. And when you become a head coach, they dig a little deeper, and then those things become headlines when they wouldn't be headlines any other time. So it is Bullcut doing the interviewing, and yes, plainest username. I agree with you. That is the fucking X factor. That is the X factor. But how are they going to do it? Is he going to hire a general manager? Is he going to keep the general manager now that just got promoted from assistant general manager? Or is he going to hire a new general manager who's then going to go out and find his head coach? Because this last deal was a package fucking deal where you got his buddy, and I'm bringing my homie with me. So, I don't know. It depends. Fuck. You don't know what this fucking guy's going to do. He went and strokes the guy a fucking 10-year deal, and then he comes in and brings these two fucking jagoffs in, as a fucking package deal, joined it to fucking hip. Both of them hanging off a fucking opposite end of a fucking double-ended. Here's your new guys. These fucking two jagoffs. So who knows what the fuck this guy's going to do? I don't know. I like the moves that he made internally, but we'll see. Who's my favorite to get the head coach job? Fuck, I have no idea, man. Honestly, I have no idea. I do believe Antonio Pierce holds the cards in his hand. Rich Bisaccia came in a different scenario, but somewhat of a similar scenario, and took the team to the playoffs. They didn't bring Rich back. It was a fucking train wreck. Look what happened. So if Antonio Pierce can come in, get this team pointed in the right direction, get them to the postseason, I think he gets the shot next year. I don't think they would make the same mistake. I think he gets the shot next year. I think it's Antonio Pierce's job to lose right now. I think he could grab the bull by the horns and never let go. So, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, man, if you're too stupid not to be able to read mirrored image on a social media live. It's your first time on the internet. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Look, everybody, it's his first time on the internet. It's it's the fucking World Wide Web. Welcome. Fucking clowns. Oh, hell yeah, that's a nice birthday present. Fucking slasher fucking just like comes in like an axe murderer on Halloween night. I mean, it was so fitting. It brought him a little closer to my heart, I got to say. And happy belated birthday, by the way, as well, Jessica. So who's going to be at the Raider game in Miami, man? Who's going to come and hang out with Raider Reaction at the Raider game in Miami? It's the next one I personally will be at. I think some other members of our Raider Reaction team are going to be at the next two games. But who's going to the Miami game? Who's coming to South Beach? Y'all also getting fucking cold around the rest of the country. Y'all want to get the fuck out that shit. Come down to South Beach. What, like a week or so before Thanksgiving? Shit, can't beat that. World Series, I didn't watch that shit at all, man. As soon as my team was eliminated, I was done. That's how it is with me in the NFL, too. I ain't gonna lie. I check out. I check out in the playoffs. I'll watch the game. It'll be on. You know, and I want to see who wins because I need to see how the story ends. But I'm not like, oh, dude, I gotta watch these games. I'm sitting down. Oh, no. As soon as the Raiders are out, I'm checked out. I'm out. Same way in every fucking sport. My hockey team's out. I'm out. Baseball team's out. I'm out. I don't watch any of the fucking World Series. I had it on because I've got 4 TVs in here, but I would have it on and I'd be like, oh, look, they're winning. Oh, they're losing. But I don't give 2 shits. Once my dog's out, man, I don't care. Do I have an all-time favorite Raider? Absolutely. If you have noticed on the Raider Reaction logo, that is on everything Raider Reaction. It's on my shirt. Make Football Violent Again shirt. It's on everything. It's our logo. It's tagged on everything. Our memes, our videos, everything that we do. It's on all of our podcasts. It's the fucking logo. If you'll notice, in that medallion that's shaped like the Raiders logo. Of course, it's backwards, you know, mirrored vision. What is that number? 81. There's a reason for that. Because he's my all-time favorite fucking Raider. Mr. Tim Brown. Greatest Raider receiver of all time. Period. One of the greatest Raiders, or one of the greatest receivers of all time. But definitely the greatest Raider receiver of all time. He's my favorite all-time Raider. My favorite Raider growing up was Marcus Allen. But Tim's by far my favorite player. He was amazing. I wish he would have had a Hall of Fame quarterback. What that fucking guy could have done with a Hall of Fame quarterback. Good Lord. Good Lord. I mean, what he did with Haas, what he did with the quarterbacks he had to play with. Damn shame. The fact that he put up those kind of stats with the quarterbacks that he had to play with compared to like what Jerry put up with, because Jerry got to play with Joe Montana and fucking Steve Young, and totally different caliber quarterback. And Tim was able to put up fucking damn near equal the stats. An amazing career. And at all levels. Did it in college. I hated him in college because I don't fucking like Notre Dame. Fucking elitist assholes think they can make their own schedule and shit. Ain't got to be in a conference. Fuck them. So I never liked him in college, but he was super talented. And Al liked to collect Heisman Trophy winners. So Plunkett was my other favorite growing up. It was him. It was Marcus and Jim. They were my favorites growing up for sure. I was always Jim Plunkett if I was the quarterback, and I was always Marcus if I had the ball in my hand. They were my favorite Raiders growing up, for sure. Indiana, oof. sorry. See, you need to come to South Beach for the fucking. Get out, man. I tell you what, it's not. I've been down and watched the Raiders play in Miami. I don't know how many fucking times, but it's a super nice stadium. Hard Rock Stadium's nice. The way they've got the roof around it, if you buy right, you can be in the shade the majority of the time, and yeah, it's all right. It's not a bad stadium. It's nice. Tailgating's fun usually. There's always a good Raider contingency down there because Raider Nation likes to travel down there at cold times of the year because, fuck, it's cold everywhere else. Except down at the fucking tip. Who's my favorite Raider right now? Oh, it'd have to be Mad Max Crosby. Mad Max with a second of Josh Jacobs. I love a great Raider running back. I have a soft spot for Raider running backs. It's just a violent fucking position. I love it. And Mad Max, how can you just not love Mad Max? He's fucking generational. Generational. We're lucky to have him as a fan base. We're lucky to have him. Thanks for following me. If you haven't followed us on here, man, give us a fucking follow. Appreciate you following me there, Matt Ashley. We appreciate you. I like Spillane as well, D-Champ. I like Spillane as well. Spillane's a huge pickup. I can't, man. We got to get Diablo back out there with him because him and Diablo playing together, where they were really starting to fucking get something working, man, as a duo. We got to get Diablo back out there too because he was playing awesome too. Him and Spillane together are dude. That's a young duo that can be around for a while. Dude, don't go out on a limb there, brother. Come on, Plainus, don't go out on a limb. You better take that shit to the bank. Better find you a bookie with that. That's some good action right there. What do I think of Jalen Smith? It's a position in need. It's a huge position in need. Divine Diablo's banged up. Masterson went out with a concussion. It's a huge position in need. You just lost a guy off the practice squad to Kansas City this week. Who's a linebacker that was possibly going to help out. So, yeah, it was a huge position in need. The guy's obviously damaged goods, but, hey, man, week 9 of a National Football League season, what the fuck you think you're going to find? That's all that's out there is fucking damaged goods. You're looking through dented boxes and fucking, cans that are half bent over on the shelf, seeing what you can make something out of. That's what you're looking at this time. But he can help out, man. You never know. He's got fight in his heart. He wants to stay in the league. So let's see. It's a position of need. So they absolutely need the depth. So you got to do what you got to do. Need to work on getting some defense. I agree, Jose. I agree. They need more. They need a little more push up the middle. It is a big thing. Bernie looks good. I agree. D-Champ, he looks like he's coming along. It's just, man, they got banged up, and it was a position they got banged up at last year too. It's a position they got banged up for a while because they keep trying to use retreads. Nice. It's always Raider contingency always comes out on the road. That's for damn sure. The NFC cities are always nice to get to. If they hit locally, it's nice to go to those because they don't come very often. Like, I'm in an NFC city, and they only play here once every 8 years. We're getting our game next year. They'll be playing here. My son hasn't seen it. He's going to be 18 next year. Last time he seen him play here, he was 10. So, when they're on the road and they're in your region in an NFC city, you got to hit that fucking game. You can't miss that shit. You got to be there. It ain't going to come around again for fucking possibly 8 more years. That's all on the rotation. It's 8 more years. Now you get kind of this extra random out-of-conference game thrown in. So you might get one occasionally, but on rotation, it's 8 years. Because every 4 you'll play them again, and it alternates home and away. So it's 8 years on the rotation you play NFC teams. Of course they have the ability to design. Well, let me step that back. They have the desire to put together a championship team. You got to prove you've got the ability. You got to prove you got the ability. It's all talk. It's all talk and speculation until you get it fucking done. Talk is cheap, man. You got to walk it. You got to walk it. Hey, I'm going to jump off here. I'm getting too fucking long-winded on my TikTok because I like to download these and throw them on all the other social media platforms. So they can join in on all the bullshit that we talked as well. But thank you all for joining me. I'll be back over here on Thursday night. I will be live after my post-game reaction podcast as soon as the final whistle blows. But check that out. As soon as the final whistle blows, I'm live after every game. Live on our Raider Reaction Sports Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And then we chop it up and share it everywhere else as well. But follow us on all of our social media platforms. Give us a follow here if you haven't. Thank you for joining us. I'm out. Peace, love. Raider Nation.